There's no one to blame, there really is no one to blame. But I swear to God, it's my fucking fault. It's a better sports podcast. It's my fucking fault, but there's no one to blame. Neffy Kevin do. Neffy Kevin do.
Do it.
Kevin
Don't
do.
listen to what I say or whatever kind of peer pressure I'm telling you.
Do it.
Oh, fucking do it again.
I know there's really nobody to blame for this but myself. Well, I don't know, maybe the Buffalo Bills, the Boston Red Sox, or Mr. T, or the Jets.
Wait a minute, Mr. T, are you telling me that you bet on the fight in Rocky 3 and that you bet against Rocky?
Hindsight is 20/20, my friend.
Ha!
Banging new
Welcome
intro.
in. Love that intro video. Shout out, student. You mean to tell me you bet on Mr. T and Rocky 3? Classic, dude. That's never going to get old. Welcome in Tuesday recap edition. No one to blame. And we got so much to talk about. College bowl games are underway. We're going to get into the bowl games, the college football playoff. We're going to be doing the bracket, NFL 15 recap, our best bets. We'll be looking at Thursday. We got NFL on Saturday. It is peak football time. Before we go any further, Kev, let's talk about that show sponsor, baby.
Yeah, man. Alter Grounds Landscaping got you covered. Alter Grounds Landscaping is the area's top professional landscape company. They're a family-owned and operated business serving St. Louis and the Metro East for 20-plus years. Their mission is to make your home or business stand out from the rest. They offer free consultations year-round. Get $300 off your project of $3,000 or more with code AGNOTB. That's code AGNOTB. They're booking pools for the 2025 season. So if you're having any thoughts about getting a pool for next summer, stay ahead of the game and can contact them now for your 2025 pool projects.
Kev, speaking of pools, we're also brought to you by Kayak Pools. Kayak Pools is the hassle-free pool experience that empowers customers to turn their own backyard into a fun and relaxing family destination. Summer is over. Kev just said it. Start thinking about that 2025 pool now. If you're in the Western New York area, if you're in the Midwest, hit up Kayak Pools. Midwest, hit up Altered Grounds. They've got you covered. We're also brought to you by Dubby. Dubby is a game-changing energy drink made with clean, high-quality ingredients designed to give you a smooth energy boost without the crash. They also offer an electrolyte drink to help keep you hydrated throughout your busy days. Click the link in our bio. Use promo code DUE, D-U-E, get 10% off your first purchase at dubby.gg, D-U-B-B-Y.gg, promo code DUE, D-U-E, 10% off your first purchase. We're also brought to you by Sons of Erie. Sons of Erie, based out of Buffalo, New York. They're dedicated to transforming your spaces with striking, affordable art that serves as the perfect finishing touch. Whether you're in Bills Mafia, guys, whether you're just an art fanatic, you want to transform your apartment, man cave, personal space, your office, dude, check out sonsoferie.com. You don't have to be a part of Bills Mafia. He's got something for everyone, man. I got a one-on-one here in the background. I got a couple more pieces I'm going to be hanging up. Check them out, man. sonsoferie.com. Kev, the bills are paid. Hayes in the barn, dude. Before we go any further, man, before we get into football, I had 2 NBA Cup championships. For those not familiar, the NBA now started doing a in-season tournament, and I actually like it, man. I got the game on in the background here. They dim the lights in the whole arena, everything except for the court. It looks super cool. They got like blue lights on in the background. They do different courts and everything. So you got OKC playing Milwaukee in the championship. I laid 4.5 with OKC, and I bet the over 215.5. Milwaukee's up 22-21 right now, first quarter. A lot of time. We'll be updating you on that. If you
Jesse's getting back in.
What's that?
I said, just when everybody else is getting out on the NBA, Jesse's getting in.
Yeah. I also we play if you follow hockey, the Sabres, man, we play Alex Tuck, we play Tage Thompson anytime point parlay. And the Sabres they're on a 10-game skid right now, and they were down 1-0 first 39 seconds of the game. And man, I think last I checked, they were down 6-1. Tage Thompson, Alex Tuck have not recorded a point yet. Things are ugly. You got to tune in every Saturday morning. Do Champions Hockey Hotline. Matt Digert, Beyond 716. They got you guys covered. Get in there Saturdays at 10 a.m. It's just a big therapy session. We all just get into the chat and vent, dude, because the Sabres are atrocious right now.
Sabres
so that was
talk
talking. Yeah, that was talking everything but football. Kev, college football, man. How we feeling? Did you have any bets on the cricket championship bowl last Saturday?
Nope. All my betting is going for the big the CFP games. Give me the big
Perfect.
four. Like them lines. I'll stick to that. You can do the fine tuning with the Pop-Tart Bowl and the
Dude, you don't clown the Pop-Tart Bowl. The Pop-Tart Bowl this year is maybe the best bowl. Miami versus Iowa
Trophy
State,
sick.
dude.
That
They get to choose whether they're cooking which Pop-Tart they're putting in the oven this year. It's going to be electric. And I know if my wife's watching right now, she loves the Pop-Tart Bowl. Big fan. But let's get into this college football playoff. I want to talk about these first four games, dude.
Yeah.
I want to talk about these first four. We got the first one up is going to be Indiana at Notre Dame. I saw Notre Dame was laying 7 points. Notre Dame laying 7. Why don't I have the lines, Kev? Where are the lines?
You want the other four or the other three? Got Penn State minus 8.5.
No. I want to go in the first one. Where are the damn lines? Anyways, who do you like in this game and why?
I like Indiana plus 7, and again, it's just my pure Notre Dame hatred. That's it.
That's fair.
That's the only reason. Here we go. Duco in the chat. Blueberry, go Canes.
Yeah, baby. Canes.
Hey,
I
Cam
like
Ward.
the Canes, I think, in that game. It depends, though. Is Cam Ward sitting out? We got to figure that out.
Nope.
A lot of time to figure that out. I don't think the Pop-Tart Bowl is anytime soon. So, yeah, Notre Dame's laying 7 points. Total of 51.5, I think, is at ESPN Bet right now that I'm looking at. Going to be cold. These two teams don't really care about that. Both teams are 11-1. So I saw that it was on my site. Notre Dame was -7, -115 or -120, as if they're catching money. It's probably going to go to 7.5. So, dude, I bet Indiana. I bought a half point. I got Indiana plus 7.5, -115. So I'm laying an extra 5 cents of juice there. I do not care. I think that is the way to go. How do you feel?
I got it at plus 7 minus 105. Again, I'm a little jaded probably. And here Duco in the chat. Yeah, Ward's playing.
Okay.
Good. Got to do.
I like the Canes then, dude. I like the
Yeah,
Canes if
definitely.
Ward's playing, and we'll get to that
Yep.
probably on next Tuesday's episode. If I had to guess, I don't know when the Pop-Tart Bowl is.
Yeah, Signetti, get the Hoosiers rolling, man. It's kind of cool to see the Hoosiers in a little bit of a nice big football game, playoff game, man. Good to see.
I agree. I don't have a pulse really on Notre Dame at all. I mean, they're 11-1, but
I think they just extended the coach.
Okay.
Freeman, he just got extended. There was some talk about him going to the NFL.
I mean, you look at their schedule, dude. They didn't have. I mean, yeah, they played A&M early in the season. They beat A&M 23-13. I think I was actually on A&M in that game. That loss to Northern Illinois, it shocked the world.
Yeah,
that was insane. I mean, they beat a 15th ranked Louisville team. who ended up being crappy. They smoked Navy, but Navy, whatever. Now, the one that I was a little concerning is they smoked Army 49-14. I mean, their schedule wasn't tough, but these victories, dude, 49-7, 31-13, 51-14,
Yeah.
52-3. I mean, dude, they were rolling there, but
they had a down USC team. This year USC would have normally been a tough matchup for them. Florida State historically would have been a tough matchup. Even Georgia Tech, so they caught these teams in a down year, which was good for them. But I think it'd be a good matchup this weekend.
Yep, I agree. I also played the under. I got it at 51.5, dude. I think it's gonna be in the 40s. I do, and that's another reason why I like Indiana plus 7.5. Is I think it stays within 3 to 6 points, maybe like a 24-20 Notre Dame. I mean, how far away are these schools from each other? Is there any rivalry here?
A couple hours. I'm not exactly sure. Not really. I mean, Indiana doesn't have a football rivalry with anybody. Right? I mean, I'm kind of joking, but I'm not. You know what I mean?
You're not. No, you're not joking. You're absolutely right.
Here we go. College Game Day Crew going to be in South Bend Friday night.
Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect.
That place is
going to be awesome, dude.
I'm
it's
sure
going to be a great game.
McAfee will have something in store.
Oh, 100%.
For sure.
100%. Next game on the docket, it's going to be Saturday, December 21st. SMU visiting Penn State. I got it as Penn State minus 8.5, over under of 53.5.
Yeah.
Kev, where are you going in this game and why?
So reluctantly, I'm going Penn State minus the 8.5. It's a lot.
Okay.
I don't think that SMU team looked out of they didn't look part of the game in that first half of that Clemson game. They look outranked. And that's not even a good Clemson team. So I think Penn State will roll. I did see today though, the backup quarterback for Penn State, who has, I think, 6 touchdowns or something on the year, they got packages for him. He's transferring and he's not playing in this game. Kind of interesting little nugget there, because Aller's coming back. So he assumed Aller was going to be leaving.
Okay.
Here we go. A little over 3 hours between Notre Dame and Indiana. Skip, thank you very much, sir.
I wish can you imagine if this was like a heated rivalry and they were meeting in this game, dude? It'd be incredible.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I'm looking forward to that. That's one of my favorite games of the weekend, to be honest with you. But this SMU team, dude, I love what they did. And we talked about this on an earlier episode. 4 teams that transferred had all been in championship games. You had Oregon, Arizona State, SMU, and then Texas.
No.
So, I mean, the conference realignment's been incredible. SMU, another team that hasn't really played anyone. It's not their fault. But they've had some shootouts this year, Kev.
Yeah.
A high-scoring team. Penn State's defense is obviously really good. I don't know what to do. 8.5 is a lot of points, dude. But I think Penn State is that good, though. I really do.
See, I didn't think Penn State was that good all year, but going into this game, I just think in this specific matchup, they're the better team.
8.5 is a lot of points, a lot of pressure on this SMU program. Penn State is I don't think this is where Penn State loses.
No.
We'll see my bracket. I got some crazy call outs in the bracket when we pull it up here in a minute. Let's keep it moving, dude. 4 p.m. Clemson is visiting Texas. Texas is now laying 12 with an under-over of only 51.5, which I thought was a little puzzling. But, dude, I don't know. I mean, are you laying 12 at Texas?
Give me Clemson in the points. I had Clemson at 11.5 before it went to 12, minus 105. again, we talked about this last couple weeks. I swear Clemson has the better quarterback in this matchup. Ewers has not been good. I don't think he's good. And Klubnik has been pretty good. Be interested to see if Arch gets a little more play in this game. A little more, maybe a couple more packages for him in a big game. Clemson's front four is tough. Their linebackers are not, they're questionable. So that's what I'm worried about. But man, 11.5, it just a little too high for me. I'll take Clemson in the points.
This Texas defense has been very good, especially at home this year. They had one hiccup against Georgia. Georgia put it on them 30-15. And obviously they just lost to Georgia at Georgia. I think 12 might be too much, dude. I think I'm with you here. I really, really like Texas. But isn't there something to be said, college football and the coaching and Dabo, I mean, getting the best out of this Clemson team in the biggest, brightest moments, like 12 points, dude. You think he's not going to use that like how Mike Tomlin would use that for fuel in the NFL?
And also Sark and Texas as a 12-point favorite. I could just see them laying a fucking egg, man.
Dude.
I could see it.
And honestly, dude, I mean, Clemson should have beat South Carolina. I mean, they didn't, but they
blew that. Yeah, they blew that game. They could not stop Sellers. Sellers was
Clemson
killing
on the road, though, dude. Oh, you know what? I'm flip flopping, dude. I'm laying it with Texas, dude. I'm laying it with Texas. I think overall Texas has got too much talent, dude. I mean, look at Clemson at Virginia Tech. They only won by 10. At Pitt, they won by 4.
Oh no,
they lost to South Carolina. They barely beat SMU.
Nothing special.
Texas, I think, is just a better team up and down, dude. I'm laying it with Texas.
Not if your quarterback can't complete a pass.
No, just so everybody knows, I have not bet Texas. I have not bet Penn State. Only bets I've placed so far is Indiana plus 7.5 and the under 51.5. And our next game, Tennessee visiting Ohio State. Ohio State laying 7 points.
And
under
Ted in the
over.
chat here. Does Ryan Day get fired if the Buckeyes lose Saturday?
Buckeyes aren't losing. You don't have to worry about that. ESPN bet is actually got it Ohio State minus 7.5. Total of only 46.5 in this game for two teams that you'd think put up a lot of offense. That was interesting to me. I mean, I don't know much about Tennessee's defense. I know that
I think the Ohio State, the Ohio State inconsistency on offense, like after that Michigan game, is probably helping that number, pushing that number a little bit.
I'm laying 7 with Ohio State.
Nah, man, I want Tennessee. I got Tennessee plus 7, minus 105.
These numbers in these first 4 games are crazy.
Yeah. Ryan Day, they just seem a little kind of out of sorts right now, man.
This is the first one, though. This is the first one. You don't think they're going to bounce back after that embarrassing loss to Michigan?
I don't know.
I mean, they're just going to fold.
I really don't.
They almost beat Oregon earlier this year. I think people are sleeping on them, dude.
Oh no, you could be right. I feel like Ryan Day, like this could be like his last hurrah. Like I think he could be just his final descent into getting fired and being done. I don't know, man.
Not according to my bracket, dude.
So I've got I'll run through my 4 here. I got Indiana plus 7, Penn State minus 8.5, Clemson plus 11.5, Tennessee plus 7. If you parlay all them together, it's plus 1,290. So
that's it.
See what we got there. Yeah. I don't know if it's
plus 1290. Yeah, I guess 4-leg parlay. Yeah. Okay. I dig it. The only bets that I placed, Indiana plus 7.5, under 51.5 in that game. And I'm laying the 7 with Ohio State. Get into your bracket, Kev, and then we'll talk about who we like to win it. Because I placed a couple of futures on who I like to win, and I'll tell you why after I go through the brackets. You can pull yours up first.
All right. All right, here we go. We'll start at the top left here. Yeah, like we talked about, I like Tennessee winning outright. I had them covering. I like Tennessee winning that game outright in the first round here against Ohio State. I went back and forth on that. I like the cover, but I don't know, man. I'm just down on Ohio State. So, yeah, Ryan Day's out. That team's done.
Okay.
Give me then bottom left here. I've got Clemson beating Texas. Again, I had them covering them. I got to win it outright. Let's roll. Go Tigers.
Wow.
We'll jump over to the other first round matchup in Indiana, Notre Dame. I've got Indiana winning outright. Kind of staying with my covers here. Again, I'm a little skewed. I will not lie on my Notre Dame hatred. So that's a wish there. Signetti, though, he might have them boys up. Signetti might have them boys up for this game.
I don't hate that.
Penn State over SMU. I just didn't see. I don't see a scenario where SMU can win that game outright. Want me to move on?
Keep it going.
Okay. Second round, top left here. Tennessee against Oregon. I've got Oregon winning that. Right now, I just think Oregon's the best team going. So
what's that spread, Kev?
What do you think? Is that like Oregon minus like 9?
I mean, if Ohio State's laying 7, I would think it's Oregon like minus 13.
Yeah.
That's my guess. It's not out yet, obviously, but
yeah.
Just I'm just curious. You know, I like to ask.
Oh yeah. Next up there, number 4, Arizona State against Clemson. Like Arizona State, never thought I would have said had Arizona State winning a playoff game and moving into the next round, but I just could not have Clemson winning 2 games in there in that scenario. Jump up, Indiana, Georgia. I've got Georgia winning that. I'm not a Georgia fan either right now. I think their quarterback play is subpar, but I've got them winning that one. They're a talented team. They just haven't been playing well. And then Penn State, I've got them beating Boise State. Genty, I watched Genty quite a bit this year. You know, he has some huge yardage games, but man, it takes him like 30 plus carries to get to, you know, to kind of put these big games up. And they're kind of one dimensional when it comes to that. And when you play these big playoff teams, these, you know, Penn States, these Georgias, if you're one dimensional at all, I just feel like they will eat you up. So
let's talk about that Boise State defense, dude. Like, no one's really talking about that. That's going to be a huge liability.
Yeah, I just that Cinderella runs over, in my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah, so then we've got Oregon versus Arizona State. I got Oregon winning that. Like I said, I think they're the best team out right now. And then I've got Georgia beating Penn State. And then the championship, I've got Oregon. I might be kind of chalk there, but I've got Oregon beating Georgia. I will say I do not like having Georgia in the championship game. I just didn't find a scenario to not have them in it. So, thoughts?
Okay.
Oh, you're stewing over there.
Yep. I think Indiana could, if they beat Notre Dame, I think they could actually beat Georgia. I don't think Georgia makes that much noise this year, unfortunately. Quarterback issues, and even before he got hurt, he was an issue. If Clemson does beat Texas, I could see Arizona State knocking off Clemson, so I could totally see that. But if Texas has to play Arizona State is in trouble, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate this. At the end of the day, you got Oregon win it all. I mean, they're the favorites for a reason, right?
Yep.
All right.
We ready for yours?
Let's walk you through a winning bracket here.
First time seeing this. What you got?
Madness here. Yeah.
What we got?
So I'll start top left here. I got Ohio State beating Tennessee. I think Ohio State's going to come to play. I think they're super embarrassed as to what happened. And then in a rematch with Oregon, I got Ohio State beating Oregon this time, knocking them off. We'll go back down to the bottom left. I got Texas handling Clemson, Texas handling Arizona State, and then Texas, Ohio State. I think Ohio State gets the best of them here, dude. Give me Ohio State to go to the national championship, and they will be playing. Yeah. So I got Notre Dame moving on to play Georgia. I got Notre Dame beating Georgia. I got Penn State beating SMU, Penn State beating Boise. I got Penn State beating Notre Dame. This is where I almost put Notre Dame to play Ohio State. Just looking at the paths of these teams, I went with Penn State because I think Penn State, Ohio State national championship would be epic. Big Ten rivalry. I don't think there's a chance.
Championship makes me want to throw up.
I know. I know. It's not glamorous, dude. That's why I was kind of like, maybe Notre Dame would just look better playing Ohio State. Right? But yeah, man. This
Franklin
is
versus Day.
Franklin
versus Day in the championship game.
I like the rematch storylines, dude. And I like Ohio State to win it this year, man. I do. So that being said, Kev, placed a couple futures. So I really think the winner of that Oregon-Ohio State game is going to win the Natty this year. And I bet Oregon plus 355 to win it. And I bet Ohio State plus 550 to win it. So like a half unit on Oregon and then like quarter unit on Ohio State because the way the odds shook out. And then if you want to get crazy, you could play a Penn State versus Ohio State in the final. That's plus 1,100. I don't know what Ohio State versus Notre Dame would be. But yeah, that's what I got, dude. That's what I think it's going to be. And then I'll tell you what, dude, these spreads are they're just throwing me for a loop, dude. They're huge numbers and huge games like this. I love that they went to this format. I love the chaos that it created, dude. And I think that bracket that I just showed you is about as chaotic as it comes. And I think it has a good chance of happening. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I have some other, do you have any other college football bets for this week? You're muted.
Nope, I'm good. What you got?
So tomorrow, I'll tell you what, I liked Memphis today, and do you have that score by chance? They're playing West Virginia right now, 0-0 right now. West Virginia,
first quarter.
had several guys drop out at the last minute. The line went from 3 to like 6. And then there was some buyback on West Virginia at +6. I don't know. This chaotic game. I stayed away. I did like Memphis, but on the 18th, tomorrow, Cal plays UNLV. I like the over 47.5 in that game. Thursday, the 19th, Georgia Southern. I'm laying 6 points with them. The 20th, which is going to be Friday. Yep. I'm taking Tulane plus 13. I believe they're playing Florida. And then the 23rd, which is Monday, I got Coastal plus 9. I found value in all 4 of those games. I'll tweet them out on the days. I think we have a good chance of making some money there. Kev, any other college football chatter? Any other news or notes?
You know what? Like, you're kind of talking about these bowl games, man. The Marshall situation. I mean, having to basically bail out. They're the Sun Belt champs, and they can't field a team. That's just crazy, man. Their coach leaves.
We are football. Dude. We are Marshall.
You know, they're going to follow him to what? Southern Miss, I think, is where he's going.
Is that right?
Yeah, their coach won the conference, and they let him go. So the team's basically going to 25 players are following him. So they can't field a team. All quarterbacks on the roster are hit the portal.
Why did they let him go?
There has to be something behind the scenes. I don't know. What? They must have already had that in the works before the season, and then the guy had a good year, and they're like, "Oh shit, what do we do?" I don't. Yeah, I'm sure something will eventually come out behind the scenes on that.
Yeah, they had a good season too.
Yeah, but this, this portal stuff, everybody's talking about it, man. But it's just a nightmare. You got guys leaving. The backup quarterback for who you have playing the championship game is leaving Penn State. Like,
who cares?
It doesn't make any sense. It's getting out of control. They're gonna have to change the deadlines.
Dude,
something.
why would we allow them to do this? What are they doing in February? What are they doing in February if they can't? What is the reasoning? No one has been able to give me a straight answer.
Well, you know what the weird part about it is, the NCAA hasn't came out and mentioned it at all. It's just all the talking heads, all the podcasts, all the sports shows talking about it.
It's the same thing with NFL coaches. Why are you allowed to hire an NFL coach during the playoffs?
Yep.
Yeah,
right here. It's
portal
pretty
could
simple.
Open as soon as the national championship is done. The portal could open. I don't care.
Yep.
It shouldn't be right now, though. It makes no sense, dude.
Starting for school. Yep. Yeah, it's not that difficult. I assume they didn't think about that when they made this college football playoff, the timing that it is, and now they're like,
they don't care about the academics or anything like that. They just care about the money. That's all they care about. But dude, I just, it makes no sense to me. Like, make these kids, like, we talked about this. We're paying them now, dude. You don't get paid. Your contract's not fulfilled unless you play in the bowl game. Coaches, everyone,
something, yeah, like, whatever, yeah.
Because we don't know it's, and I'm not just talking about like a football fan. Like, does it take gambling out of it? But like, gambling's a crapshoot in bowl season because you have to make sure that you wait until the day of to see who opted out. But it's just not a great product when all these teams are moving. Like Marshall Army, dude, that would have been a good game as a college football fan. That would have been awesome.
Oh yeah,
Louisiana Tech's gonna play Army now. Like, dude, come on, dude. La Tech, they're gonna get stomped by Army.
Yeah, skipping the chat here. Most schools don't start until mid-January, though. Yeah.
Dude, why? Are you telling me that they can't bend the rules, or they wouldn't bend the rules, or like I just
we know they don't care about we know they don't care about the school. We know they don't care about the classwork.
Exactly, man. They don't. They just care about the dollar signs, and it doesn't seem like the right way to do things. And like I said, the same thing in the NFL with the coaches. Why can you poach someone's coach? Or, dude, if my OC is going to interview for a head coaching job in between the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl, I'm fucking pissed, dude.
And they do.
You got work to do, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the portal stuff.
Pardon my French, dude, but that scenario just got me really worked up, dude. I'll lose it.
This guy here, quarterback, TJ Finley, started at LSU, transferred to Auburn, transferred to Texas State, transferred to Western Kentucky. Now he's in the portal again. The guy, Who is the guy? Hey, he's had 5 chances for 5 schools. Hey, why do they continue to pick him up? Like, I would not. It's like a free agent bouncing team to team. I don't want him on my roster.
Well, dude, Cam Rising is going back to Utah again. He got hurt for like the 5th year in a row. He's going back again.
Him and Trevor Lawrence were on the same trajectory. Now Trevor Lawrence is like on his second contract in the NFL, and this guy's still in college. Here we go, Bobby. Yeah. Bobby needs to go to science class. Make sure he gets that science project turned in.
Bobby must be third string.
It's a joke, man. The NIL is, the NILs, they're going to have, they screwed up by just basically Wild West, letting it open up and just they get whatever money they can get.
I agree. I
agree
100%.
You're going to see a big, this is a college basketball thing, but this is like a little collusion, a little tampering, and it's something screwy with it. But like, so BYU is getting the number 1 high school kid, going to be the first kid to get a 8-figure NIL deal, 10 million plus. He's making more than 200 players in the NBA if he gets this number. 200 players in the NBA aren't making what this kid's going to make. That's not the problem, though. The screwy part is, so he's going to BYU. BYU's not a basketball school. They've had Jimmer Fredette. They've had a couple guys, but he's going there. You know who's paying that NIL? The owner of the Utah Jazz is a BYU grad. The coach, Danny Ainge, is a BYU grad. So in 2 years, clip this, the Utah Jazz are going to be tanking for the guy they paid for in college to come play for the Jazz. You
Yeah.
watch.
That's
Got to be
collusion,
something.
though.
There's got to be something.
That's smart
wrong with
business right there, dude.
I guess that's screwy, man. I don't know. That seems crazy.
I love it.
It's big business now, so I
Yeah.
guess it's all fair.
It's massive. They're turning everything gets turned into a business eventually, dude. That's just the way America works.
Way it goes.
All right. College football is gonna be great, dude. I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see what's gonna happen. I love the chaos.
Yep.
Kev, I'll tell you what also I'm pumped about. How about Sunday's episode, No One to Blame? Our best bets in the show between me, you, and Jake went 8-1. 8-1. The only loss being that Jake bet against the Bills. Jake, if you're watching, dude, you deserve to lose
I told
money.
him he's going to be at the game. He can't be throwing it on Detroit.
Game.
What's he doing?
What are you doing, Jake? You rascal. We were so close to going 3-0 in the Neffy special teasers. Your Cleveland plus 14 pushed. You push a teaser, it's a loss. But Kev, do you want to let's talk about your 3 best bets? Do you still have your graphic?
Yep.
Toss it up. Perfect. Let's start the Cincy one, obviously, because I also had Cincy, and we can talk through it, dude. What an insane game.
Hit all these. Cincinnati -5. That game, dude.
Did you watch it?
Burrow, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks and a fumble, I think. Rudolph looking like freaking Ben Roethlisberger or, I don't know, Vince Young, something.
I told y'all, and I clipped this, and I'll put it out, but I told y'all on Sunday, what are they doing with Will Levis as the starter? And why are they not starting Rudolph? Well, I watched Mason Rudolph play against the Buffalo Bills, and he looked fine. He looked serviceable. Levis, dude, he's completely in his head, dude. He played so bad.
8 for 12. 8 for 12, 89 yards, 3 interceptions, and a fumble.
Dude, I watched this game.
That's
I watched
terrible.
this game. It had a lot of implications. He had back-to-back plays with an interception. And then he had a pick 6, like a series or 2 after that.
Yeah, he is the king of pick 6s. It ain't Jameis, it's him.
I think he leads the league, if not close to it. So, dude, check this out. This is a crazy stat. There were 10 turnovers in this game. 10. Cincinnati had 2 picks, 2 fumbles. Tennessee had 4 picks, 2 fumbles. That was tied for the
record, right? Jesus.
3rd most ever in a game.
Wow.
Okay, I got all the stats lined up for you. There's been 1 game with 11. There's been 3 games with 12. There's been 14 games with 10 in the history of the NFL, and this is one of them. And this is the most turnovers in a game since week 2, the 2007 NFL season. It was chaos, dude, but it was perfect. Perfect for that parlay. I mean, shit.
Skip, he's dead on here. Will ain't the same without Gia. Yeah, his draft day gal in the red.
Oh, wasn't that his sister?
Sure. No, his girlfriend sitting next to him on draft night. Yeah, just go search sister, Levis draft night. No. Okay, next up here, Texans -3. Hit that. 20-12 was the final on that one. Man, Tua, 40 pass attempts, 3 interceptions, a fumble. Man, if he's throwing the ball 40 times nowadays, they're losing, man. He's just a turnover machine.
Jalen Waddle got hurt early in that game, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
still not a big fan of this Texas team right now. They just don't. They look out of sync, but hey, they got me a cover. I'll take it.
We'll talk more about them soon.
And then Cowboys +3. What was the final on that one? Where's that at?
Oh, they smoked him. It was like 30-14 or something.
Yeah, 30-14. Dallas +3.
Yep, we were all over this handicap on Sunday.
Dowdle hammered it. 25 rushes, 149 yards. Lamb 9 for 116 and a TD.
Yep.
Cooper Rush 3 TDs, 0 picks. Yeah.
Panthers turned back into a pumpkin.
Of course they did. Favorite. You knew that was coming.
I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Was it the most obvious spot on the board? I don't know. Close to it, at least.
Yeah.
Dowdle went off. CeeDee Lamb, you guys called that CD touchdown, dude.
Yep.
You guys called that.
Yep.
That was one of your prop bets, wasn't it?
Yep. Plus 160.
Good for you.
Parlay missed I missed that Patriots Cardinals under was, man, it was right there, wasn't it? Was it
1
a
point,
push?
47.
Yeah, 1 point. Barely missed that. That would have been I'm not good on that parlay bet. I will be the first to admit that.
No one is, Kev.
No.
No one
And then
is.
the teaser, we talked about it. I pushed on the Browns, hit the Giants. I thought the Giants was gonna they were coming in backdoor on that. Almost got it.
It was in doubt there for a minute.
Yeah.
21 points.
Patriots plus 16, got that. So yeah,
Speaking
one
of
off
the Giants,
on the teaser.
dude. You're talking about Tim Boyle earlier.
Oh, God. Yeah,
What's
Tim
the deal
Boyle.
with Tim Boyle, dude?
Let me pull this up here real quick.
Tommy
I'm
DeVito got
with-
knocked out with a concussion. Tim Boyle comes in, and I think that
So-
started ringing some bells in Kevin's head.
I know I've had some conversations with some guys that are in the chat right now in the flower shop back in the day. I get sick and tired of seeing like the same backup quarterbacks or the same backup point guards who have a buddy or buddies with the coach or whatever it is, and just kind of stay in the league forever. Tim Boyle, coming out of college, out of UConn, 1,200 yards passing, 1 TD, 13 interceptions, 48 completion percentage, and 24 games played. How does that guy get drafted? The year before at Eastern Kentucky, 2,100 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions in 12 games played. Like, how you're telling me there's not a better quarterback on somebody's roster than Tim Boyle?
Better. It's not okay. He got drafted. Yeah. How is he still playing in the NFL?
6 years in the league. That's crazy.
I know he's third string, but still,
it don't matter.
You're telling me there's not better quarterbacks out there than Tim Boyle?
There's guys that are breaking small school passing records. I'll take over Tim Boyle any day of the week. When I seen that, I was like, you got to be kidding me. This guy's terrible. He's been terrible from college till now. He's terrible.
He's always been bad, dude. He's always been bad. Yeah. So he actually, he played decent. I think he went 12 for 24, $132 passing. He threw for a touchdown and an interception in that game. So
did you say $122 passing? Is that what you said?
$132, yeah. He only played like half the game. He didn't play the whole game.
I was like, $132.
No, he didn't start. He's the reason that they scored some points. So, yeah. I don't know, dude. The Giants go to Atlanta. We'll talk about Atlanta here in a second. Big news coming out of Atlanta.
ATL.
But I also went 3-0 on my best bets. We talked about that Cincinnati game -5. That just felt great back-to-back weeks as Cincinnati is a lock. I don't think I like them this week. I think they're laying 9 versus Cleveland. Dude, the New York Jets -3. This game was insane. McCorkle Jones, dude, had the Jets against the wire, up against the ropes. So the Jets, the Jets, dude, it worked out in my favor, but they should have they had the ball at like inside the 5-yard line with like a minute left. And all they had to do is kick a field goal for the win. And I think they would have won by 3 points. I believe it was tied. So they ran it in the next play. They scored the next play.
Yep.
And dude, I was celebrating. I was so happy. Are you kidding me, dude? I was juiced up. It was incredible, man. Got me the cover. Jets -3. Devontae Adams, we talked about this in the show on Sunday. Jake touted this. 100th touchdown catch. He actually caught 2. That was a +160 cash for the boys. He had a massive game, dude. He went 9 for 198, 2 touchdowns, a vintage performance. Did you see any highlights or watch any of that game?
I seen some highlights. Rodgers struggled in the first half, right? And then he just went crazy in the second half, all to Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I mean, Brees Hall played, so it's like they were trying to run the ball with Brees. The whole game sucked. Both those teams sucked, and I don't know. I thought it was a great spot for the Jets, and then they came out, and I'm like, why did I bet on the Jets? And it came down to the last play of the game. I'm like, okay, I'm smart again. Okay, felt good. Third one, dude. Atlanta -3.5. They won. What was it, 15-9 last night versus the Raiders?
Yep.
Did you watch it?
I watched about 3/4 of it.
Yeah,
And I had enough. I had to
horrible game, dude. Just a horrible game on both sides of the ball, dude. Don't feel bad. Atlanta looked as bad as you guys did. So Kirko, these are my notes. Kirko is broken, and then all of a sudden, before we go on, dude, Michael Penix named the starter this week versus the Giants. Man. Do you think Kirk?
Atlanta's live. Atlanta's live. Let's go,
dude. He's got a cannon arm, dude. Think about those wide receivers, dude. McLeod ladder hit a few weeks ago. Fire up Mooney, Drake London, Kyle Pitts back in play. Dude, I love Atlanta with Michael Penix versus the Giants this week. It might be Tim Boyle starting, dude. Come on.
Yep.
I love it, dude. And we'll talk more about that on Sunday. But, man, I got Atlanta -3.5 early in the week before the news about Crosby and all that came out. The line went up to 6.5. They won by 6. Yep. Get your bets in early. We talk about it every week. The parlay, dude, I was right on with Dallas. Complete whiff by the Chargers, dude. Oh, my God. Tampa smacked them. Tampa Bay wants that division bad, dude. And we'll finish the show with playoffs. Dude, they put it on them. I didn't watch much of that game because it was on when the Bills game was on. But, dude, Neffy special. I got Cleveland +14.5. They lost by 14. Won this by the slimmest of margins. Dallas +13, Atlanta +6. Cash it, cash it, cash it. Love to see it, Kev. Love to see it. Jake went 2-1. Jake is still undefeated on his Neffy specials. I think Jake is 11-0. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
He went back to his under-over roots. Awesome play in there. Dude, how about that Bills game? How about them Buffalo Bills, baby? Holy shit.
Man. Yeah, that was
that was
a good, entertaining game. Yeah.
So, dude,
good game to watch.
How do you feel about Detroit now with all these injuries, especially Montgomery and McNeil on their defensive line? I mean, dude, they're down bad.
Yeah, man. I'm more worried about the defensive injuries, even than Montgomery, as crazy as that sounds. Man, I'd like to see the just raw number of roster spots that are out right now. It's crazy.
A lot.
Now all of a sudden that NFC, man, you got Philly. Philly's at the top of the NFC as far as I'm concerned. That defense is hitting on all cylinders for them. But man, Detroit's just, they're in a bad spot. I'd be anxious to see how they use Gibbs now. Well, he's going to be the guy. I mean, I'm sure they'll still split some carries, but
Reynolds
probably going to be a little more focused now.
Reynolds will take over that Montgomery role. Reynolds has fresh legs, Kev. I don't think their offense misses a beat, to be honest with you. I truly don't.
No, offense will be fine. The defense, though,
they're in trouble.
They're going to have to put up 42 points to overcome that. So,
offense doesn't really win you championships, though. I feel like defense does. So,
there we go. Yeah. Bucks sleeper Super Bowl pick. They beat Philly and Detroit this year. Yeah, man.
If they were
healthy, I just don't trust Baker. I just don't trust Baker for the long haul. He's playing well right now. I'll give him that, though.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate the Bucks to do a little something. They got to win that division first and foremost. If they don't win that division, they're not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I think, right? I mean, we'll have to look at it later. I had a few other bets. The Hawkinson ladder, dude. I only hit one rung. got going a little bit. I hit Terry McLaurin receiving yards, Rico Dowdle rushing yards, Justice Hill receiving yards. Gave out another Neffy special that hit. David Montgomery, 3 receptions plus 124. Schmacked that. Burrow, 265 passing yards, 2 touchdowns plus 102. Schmacked that. We're cleaning up, dude. No one to blame on Sundays, dude. Me, Kevin, and Jake, we are winning you guys money every single Sunday.
Yeah, that was a good one this week.
Yeah. We've been on fire lately, dude. I want to talk a little bit about a couple of these future bets. Season's coming down to the wire, dude. So Super Bowl, did you have any Super Bowl futures?
No, I didn't have any of them in. I'll let you you took that over for sure.
I'll tell you what. We'll talk about this after the playoff. Let's talk about week 16 first. We'll round out the show with the playoff picture and then a couple future bets that I have. Thursday night football, Kev. Denver, the 9-5 Broncos visiting the 8-6 Chargers. Denver +3, +129 in the money line. Chargers -3, -150. Over under of 42. Dude, awesome Thursday night football game right here.
Yeah, Denver, Bo Nix has kind of had a little bit of a hiccup, a little bit of that maybe rookie wall last couple weeks. Hasn't looked as good as he was earlier in the season, but
the dude's like 45, dude. He's got to be sore.
Yeah, he's getting worn out. He ain't hitting that rookie wall. He's hitting that veteran wall. I'm surprised Chargers are favored at home in this. I'll be honest.
They beat them earlier this year.
I like Denver +3 or whatever you can get at. Herbert has been I think he's at 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, so he's not turning the ball over. But he hasn't last week, nothing crazy, nothing special. He's not throwing for a lot of yards, not a lot of touchdowns. He's just been kind of going with the flow, running the ball, playing hardball.
Do you think that they were looking ahead to this game on Thursday Night Football? They had Tampa Bay, a non-conference team coming in. I mean, something just didn't look right, man. They can't run the ball. Start there.
I don't think they should have been looking past Tampa Bay. It ain't like, Tampa Bay's a solid team. It'd been a tough sell for a Harbaugh team, I think. You know what I mean? You figure he would have had them guys ready to go.
I'd agree. But I mean, you got a short week coming up against a division foe who you're fighting again in the playoffs. I think that's got to be weighing in your mind. But dude, Gus Edwards, 8 carries for 23 yards. That's where the Chargers' problems start right there.
Yeah, they have to be able to run the ball and this Harbaugh scheme for it to kind of do its thing. So,
dude, Tampa Bay rushed the ball 39 times for 223 yards on the Chargers. That is not something I would have expected going into this game. Not only that, dude, but Baker threw for 288 yards and 4 scores. Baker is dialed in right now. He's completely dialed in.
He's at Oklahoma Baker right now, man. He is rolling.
Dude, they're going to try and get Evans that 1,000 yards. Evans went 9 for 159, 2 tuds. Where is he at? 3 games left to play.
Baker's the type of quarterback too. He's the type of quarterback too that if he knows Evans is right there, dude, he will feed him the ball regardless of what the scheme is, what the play call is. He's going to just tell him
streak right now?
Go deep. He's at 13 seasons at over 1,000. That is every season he's been in the league from his rookie year till now.
Wow, 2020 he had 1,006, dude.
Dude, he's had some shit quarterbacks before Brady, before he's done it with whoever's throwing it to him. He's still done it.
I love it. They're going to try and do it. 3 games left. We'll talk about Tampa Bay's schedule coming up. Because they're tied with Atlanta right now for that division, dude, and that's going to be huge.
Yeah.
I like the Chargers laying 3 points, I think, dude. Off a loss at home.
Be a good
It's a
game,
tricky one,
but,
dude. It's a tricky
yeah.
one. I don't even think I have player props in this game. I don't know if I like anything for that. I say that now. It's Tuesday. Holler at me on Thursday.
Well,
And
I
I'll
can
let
tell
you
you
know.
right now, I don't think I'd want any Chargers player props for sure.
Why?
I just the wide receivers is Quentin Johnson. You never know if he could have 150, he could have 0. The running game, they haven't got going with Dobbins out. I don't
No
know.
running game.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. Denver's run defense is actually pretty good. Yeah. I don't know. Denver +3. That could be sneaky. Maybe a Denver
Throw the
+9
tees.
under
Throw the
48
tees.
teaser. Yeah. Love it. So we got Saturday football this week, Kev. Big game here, dude. 1:00. Houston at Kansas City. Houston 9-5 in control of that division. KC, as everyone knows, 13-1. But dude, I saw Kansas City -2.5 over 41.5. But everywhere else that I looked, the line is not up because Patrick Mahomes, high ankle sprain. Mild high ankle sprain. But dude, no one has any idea what's going to
Yeah.
happen.
He's kind of come out and said if he can play, he's going to play, which I assume he's always going to say that. But who do the Chiefs have after that? Let me look at that. So they've got Houston, then they're at Pittsburgh, and then at Denver. That's 3 AFC teams right there. Here, what's Ted got in the chat here? KC and Buffalo, home field advantage coming down to the wire. Yeah. So KC, these teams here are definitely wanting that home field. So they need to win this game, but if interesting, would you rather have Mahomes right now, or would you want to sit him for the last 2 games to be completely healthy?
They need that one seed.
Yeah.
They need that 1 seed, but dude, you can't risk the season on 1 game. You still.
Here's a good point. Chiefs play 3 times in 11 days. You got your quarterback banged up.
That. Good. I love it. I love it. This is perfect. The Buffalo Bills needed this. The Buffalo Bills get the 1 seed possibly here. Our last 3 games, dude, are Patriots, Jets, Patriots. Their last 3 games, I think, are Houston, and then they go at Pittsburgh. Right? And then who do they finish the season with?
I just said it. Who was it? Oh, Broncos.
At the Broncos. Yeah, dude.
Yep.
At Pittsburgh, at the Broncos. Dude, this is what we
tough.
need. This is the break that we needed, man. This is tough for KC, but at the end of the day, I mean, if I'm Kansas City, put Carson Wentz in and hope for the best, dude.
I think, honestly, Andy Reid and that defense, they could probably beat Houston with Carson Wentz in 1 game.
That secondary is brutal, though, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
Houston's defense is good too, man. Let's not forget about that. I like Houston in this game. Now we don't have the official line. I like Houston. I think the under is probably the play, though, dude. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of points in this game at all.
I don't trust Houston's offense, and obviously if Wentz is playing, I just look for them to run the football, try to play some D, and grind it out like they have been.
Yep. We got a banger. I think it's a 4:30 game. Pittsburgh 10-4 at Baltimore 9-5, dude. This is gonna be incredible. Baltimore -6.5, -270 in the money line. Pittsburgh +6.5, +225. Kev, over under a 44.5 if you're feeling froggy here.
Not touching it. That Tomlin voodoo. I'm not touching it.
No more, over, dude. I know you are. You can't.
No more face paint. No more. Tomlin. He's got Baltimore's number, man. I don't.
Oh man. So Lamar 2-5 all time versus Pittsburgh. Now, that immediately just lends itself. I like, obviously Baltimore's laying 6.5 here. Pickens was a non-participant in practice today. I think that's part of the reason. Plus Baltimore being at home. Baltimore wins this game. I think they're in control of the division.
Well, they'll be tied with Pittsburgh, both be 10-5, and they would have split the series.
I don't know what the next tiebreaker is.
I don't either. I think it's like strength of victory or something.
I'm not even going to try and guess.
Yeah.
There's like a million metrics.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing. Here's part of the handicap. Pittsburgh off a loss. Tomlin coming in as an underdog. We've been Saturday's a hell of a sports day. Yes, it is.
Sports day. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Now, Tomlin off a loss, not ideal for Baltimore. Because no one rallies the troops and plays the underdog card quite like Mike Tomlin does, dude. We've been dinking and dunking all season with this Pittsburgh team. This is a Pittsburgh spot, plus 6.5 points, man. But
man,
Pickens, man. They need Pickens, dude. They need him.
That Russ isn't that guy. He was that guy for a little stretch of the season. Who would have thought George Pickens being out would have just like blew that whole offense up?
Dude, they have one of the worst wide receiver rooms. Mike Williams.
Oh, terrible. Awful.
We talked about the Muth on Sunday, dude. He got in the end zone.
Yeah.
He's been hitting it, but dude, now their running game's picked up a little bit. Najee and Jalen Warren have been playing pretty good, but
maybe Tomlin will go pick up AB, make buddy with Antonio Brown, getting back on
a better chance of OBJ, I think, dude.
That might, you might be onto something there with that one. That might be more accurate.
They're in trouble. I don't know. You got to monitor George Pickens' status, dude. Because if George Pickens is playing, that's going to change the way that they play defense in Baltimore. Because that Baltimore secondary is not good. I think they give up the most passing yards in the league. Yeah. I have it on one of my sheets. We'll keep an eye on Pickens. I'm not making any bets on any of these games right now. I'm telling you that much. I don't like any of these. But let's talk a little AFC playoff picture, Kev. We got a graphic for this too. AFC playoff graphic brought to you by Do Champions Media. We put out the AFC 1, Do Champions, Buffalo Bills. This is what we do. Dude, quite the conundrum here. So we talked about this, right? So I think we can both agree Chiefs, Bills, Steelers, Texans, Ravens, they're all in, right?
Mm-hmm.
What changes there? Pittsburgh wins. I mean, that could make things pretty interesting.
9-6. I still think that group gets in. This Broncos-Chargers game is a big one this week. I mean, they're both right now in the wild card. If the Chargers go down to 8-7, I still think the Broncos get in. I think that Chargers spot is the only weird one there, but I don't trust the Colts, Dolphins, or Bengals to win out.
Well, the Colts play the Titans this week, right? And we know what's happening there. Now Mason Rudolph coming in, who the hell knows? The Dolphins play the Niners at home, which is a sneaky good little game. I don't think Waddle is going to play. So I think if any of those 6 and 8 teams lose, since he plays Cleveland, they're a 9-point favorite. Since he's rolling right now, unfortunately, I think it might be too little too late.
Yeah.
Since he could be the one team, I think, and it might be obvious, since he's the one team, I think that could sneak in. And I have a bet on the Chargers missing the playoffs. I have a bet on the Dolphins missing the playoffs too. So I would love it if Denver goes 10-5, Chargers go to 8-7, Cincy goes to 7-8, and
of them in the hunt, guys, I would definitely, the only team I want to see any more of would be the Bengals, and they've been terrible too, but at least they can score. I don't want to see another down of Anthony Richardson or Tua. I could care less.
Yep.
So
Cincinnati home to the Browns, home to the Broncos, and then at the Steelers to finish the season. Dude, we got some banger finishes this year in the NFL.
Yeah,
Shout out
Ted in
NFL.
the chat. Ted in the chat's having the same conversation me and you've been having here. We've got Jonathan Taylor. He fucked that up last week, plain and simple.
Dude,
they would be they'd
insane.
have a win now. They would have won that game. And
he wasn't the only one to do that.
And the same thing we said, how does it happen? How do people keep doing it?
Dude, it wasn't just Jonathan Taylor.
I could see a defensive guy. Yeah, it was the
That's
guy
what
from
happened in the
Cincy,
Cincinnati.
right?
Yep, the Cincinnati guy did the same thing on Sunday. How does Jonathan Taylor do that?
A defensive guy. But Jonathan Taylor, he gets in the end zone all the fucking time. How do you not carry the ball through the end zone? It's Deshaun Jackson's who to blame. The dance, that's it. Now it started before him. I'm not gonna act like it didn't. Let's go back to the chase down. That was a chase down knockout, but just dropping it before you get in there.
Bills.
The Deshaun Jackson factor. Yeah, it goes back to the Bills there. But yeah, I don't understand it. I do not understand it.
No, it makes absolutely no sense. We don't have a graphic for the NFC playoff picture because at Do Champions, we don't care about the NFC. But on No One to Blame, we do. So you got Detroit in the 1 seed right now. They're at 12-2. So the reason that they're in the 1 seed is because they got the tiebreaker over Philly based on best win percentage in conference games. Philadelphia sitting in the 2 seed at 12-2. I believe that they locked up their division. Yep. Tampa Bay right now in the lead in their division at 8-6. So they're in the 3 spot, and they have the tiebreaker over the Rams based on best win percentage in conference games. You got the Rams leading their division in the 4th spot at 8-6. They got the tiebreaker over Seattle based on head-to-head winning percentage. So the NFC is going to be a wild finish here.
This is the worst beat ever right here.
Oh my God.
Jonathan Taylor was my 5th leg on an anytime touchdown bet. He is dead to me.
That is so much worse than betting Mr. T versus Rocky, dude. That is so much worse than betting Mr. T.
That's brutal. Feel for you, Nick. Feel for you, man.
That is brutal.
God.
Oh man, that's tough. Minnesota Vikings are in the 5th spot right now at 12-2. Now with all these Detroit injuries, Minnesota could sneak in and get that. They could get that division, dude. And they're still playing for the 1 seed as well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
Sam Darnold, man.
Dude, they're around it. They got it. They're good on both sides of the ball, man. I mean,
yeah.
They got a good squad. If the Lions were healthy, I think they're the class. Philadelphia is right there nipping at their heels, but man, Green Bay,
are a well-coached team.
Lions are awesome. Green Bay at 10-4. I think they're in no matter what. Now it gets a little crazy. You got the Commanders at 9-5. Commanders got to win, dude, because you got Seattle right there. Seattle's at 8-6, right? They're tied with the Rams, but the Rams are the tiebreaker. So Seattle out of the playoffs right now. And then Atlanta 7-7, nipping at Tampa Bay's heels now. Right?
Penix coming in.
Penix, right? So that's going to be crazy to see how that ends. And then, dude, the Arizona 7-7. So these last 3 games are completely massive. This can change. This can change, honestly, top to bottom.
Yeah.
Seeding, right? So there's 3 teams that are locked in. Detroit, Philly, and Minnesota are locked in to a playoff spot. The rest of them, though, everything could get chaotic from here.
I think we're looking at that last wild card spot. Well, you got Washington, you got Seattle, Atlanta, Arizona, like you just said. Them 4 teams, in my opinion, are fighting for that area there. That's it.
Well, okay.
And then you look at.
Well, let's do the 2 divisions. Let's do the NFC South. Tampa Bay. They're at Dallas, which I think they're going to put it on Dallas this week. Trayvon Diggs. I think he's out for the season now too. They're in trouble. I like the over in that game too. I like a lot of points in that game. Dude, then they play the Panthers and they play the Saints. Both those games are at home.
Yeah, they could finish 3-0. Yeah.
Tampa wins out and they would clinch that division.
Yep.
So the Falcons had the Giants at home with Penix. At
Washington's
the Commanders.
a tough one. Yeah, it's a tough
on
one.
Sunday Night Football, and then they play the Panthers. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
I think Tampa's winning that division.
I know my Atlanta future does not love that at all. But dude, Baker, we talked about it, dude. Baker is locked in right now, man.
Yeah.
Completely locked in.
Boomer Sooner.
NFC West, Kevin. We got the Rams. We'll start with the Rams because they're actually leading the division right now. The Rams are at the Jets. They're home to the Cardinals, and they're home to the Seahawks, baby. What a shout out NFL scheduling, man. What an end to
They got
this
that
year.
right.
It's
Yeah,
going
they
to
got
be
that right.
incredible. These last 3 weeks, dude, there's not going to be a lot of teams just sitting people, man.
Yeah, when they started putting them division games in the last quarter of the season, however many years ago, try to keep people from sitting. That's definitely worked out. Big games late in the year.
So Seattle has the Vikings at home this week, which I actually think they might be able to win that game. And then they're at the Bears, at the Rams, and then Cardinals, who are 7-7, 1 game back of both of those teams. They're at the Panthers, at the Rams, home to the Niners. And you know, if they're in contention that last week, the Niners are going to do everything they can to keep them out of the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, because that Niners defense is actually healthy, probably healthier than they've been all year, but offensively they just a little out of sync right now.
That's it, man. That is a recap show. Kev, this NBA Cup championship game has gotten out of hand. Milwaukee's up 65-55. 8 minutes left in the third quarter. I got to watch the rest of this game now. I was trying to get to bed early tonight. That's not going to happen.
Not happening.
Milwaukee's playing good, man. I just thought OKC was the better team, but Milwaukee looks like a team from several years ago, man. They're playing good.
Back on.
I did play the over 215.5 in this game as well, so hopefully we keep getting some points. We're at about 120 points right now with 8 minutes left in the third, so we're flirting with it. If I could at least split, but man, if OKC can get going, maybe. We'll see. Huge week, college football. Huge week, NFL, man. It is the best time of the year. Kev, let's shout out our sponsors one more time. Sons of Erie, check them out. Awesome art, whether in Bills Mafia or not, sonsoferie.com. Awesome statement pieces for anything. W Energy, man, promo code DUE, 10% off your first order. We got Kayak Pools. Kayak Pools, start thinking about that pool in 2025.
Yeah, man.
And Kev, our show sponsor, Altered Grounds. I know we got a snow removal video to play. Love that lo-fi.
Yeah, don't get caught slipping this winter. They're taking on new clients for commercial snow removal for 2024. They can be reached at 618-972-9632. That's 618-972-9632. Or you check them out at altergroundslandscaping.com. Check them out on Instagram. Go check out their pools. Great stuff. That weather's turning in the Midwest. Hit them up.
AlteredGroundsLandscaping.com, Facebook.com/AlteredGroundsLandscaping, Instagram at AlteredGroundsLandscaping. If you don't believe us, go check them out, man. The best stuff, man. St. Louis Metro East area, the Midwest, man. If you're doing a big project, you want the absolute best, dude. Hit up Altered Grounds. You will not be disappointed. I promise you that.
I got you.
Kev, that's a show. Make sure y'all tune in Sunday, 10 a.m. NFL preview show. Jake should be on this week. Again, we'll have all the betting preview for NFL Week 16. We'll be recapping the Thursday, Saturday night games. We're recapping the college football playoff. It's the holidays, man. We got football every single day, man. I am juiced up.
Yep.
Kev, good to be seen, brother.
No one to blame.
There's no one to blame, there really is no one to blame. But I swear to God, it's my fucking fault. It's a better sports podcast. It's my fucking fault, but there's no one to blame. Neffy Kevin do. Neffy Kevin do.
Do it.
Neffy
Don't listen to what I say or whatever kind of peer pressure I'm telling you.
Do it.
Oh, fucking do it again.
You champion sucks. No one to blame. No one to blame.
I know there's really nobody to blame for this but myself. Well, I don't know, maybe the Buffalo Bills, the Boston Red Sox, or Mr. T, or the Jets.
Wait a minute, Mr. T, are you telling me that you bet on the fight in Rocky 3 and that you bet against Rocky?
Hindsight is 20/20, my friend.